I'm not gonna be a superhero.
What else you gonna do as a Hulk?
Work, 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 let's work, work, work. Give it all you got.
Let's work.
Previously on my show. Here's the thing, Bruce. I'm great at controlling my anger. I do it all the time. When I'm catcalled in the street, when incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me, I do it pretty much every day, because if I don't, I will get called emotional or difficult, or might just literally get murdered. So I'm an expert at controlling my anger because I do it infinitely more than you. So all of this just feels like projecting a lot of shit onto me.
Ahoy hoy, fellow foodies! She-Hulk is finally over, but if you're going to Disney Plus, you can find every previous adaptation of the character. So I focused on the one from the Marvel Action Hour, partially because the writers and animators made it so clear what they thought of her. Normally, when I see people react to the effects on this new show, when they're not talking about the uncanny valley skin treatment, they're saying how unattractive a muscular 7-foot woman would be. But not since the tunnel scene in Who Framed Roger Rabbit have I witnessed animators so blatantly in lust with their own animation. Cool World doesn't count. From her orgasmic initial transformation to her first cousin's reactions around her in her other season 1 episode. Speaking of which, in that same episode, just look at her reaction to Ben Grimm. She's snake dancing and ruling that the only reason he has to turn down her bewitching ways is that he's already in love with someone else. She's so absolutely fearless, in fact, that she attempts to vindicate Brucey by using the Hulk himself as his alibi. But if I walked in his defense and the judge looked at me that way, I'd feel unstoppable too. Unfortunately, being a mimetic sex god does have its downsides. You have to worry about ugly stalkers like the Gargoyle. And she has to deal with him heading into her high school reunion and her run on a charity fashion show. See the Fashion Warriors in Season 2. Finally, the closing scene of the series ends on S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Gabriel making plans for their date. But do you know who wasn't asking her out in either this show or the MCU? Richard Rory. Now as for how he fits in, back when She-Hulk was a new IP created in response to the Bionic Woman, She-Hulk and Jen had separate love interests. Richard was Jen's suitor, while her Hulk half made the first move on the childhood best friend. Now I hear you demanding to know what Richard or this Zapper Chad have to do with anything. First, auditory hallucinations are one of the earliest signs of sleep deprivation. And 2, Richard Rory is basically the Rick Jones of the Man-Thing stories. At least in the original Steve Gerber run. You know who from Man-Thing has been seen in the MCU? Ellen Brandt, the betrayer who accidentally made Man into Thing. She was treated for her injuries in the third Iron Man movie. No word on how she got those cinematic injuries, at least that I've been able to find. And as for old Manny himself, His likeness was on that Tower of Champions in Thor Ragnarok. So of all the missed opportunities or writing based on spite, I'm a little surprised I never heard of this oversight. I'm not surprised they didn't incorporate Michael Morbus from the original run, though I don't see them going anywhere near Jared Leto when all's said and done. So smash that subscribe button and give the bell a quick spank, or furthermore the rhymes shall continue to crank.
Morning.